Hey guys, welcome to your very first core routine using the stability ball. So a couple important points that I need to make before we begin. The first is to make sure that you have your stability ball inflated to the proper height before you begin this workout routine. The second is to make sure that you have ample space in and around the ball. Now we're going to be doing some exercises where we lie on the floor with our feet up over top, and we're also going to be doing some exercises when we're actually on top of this ball, which means that until you get a little more coordinated and stronger doing some of these exercises, you are at an increased risk of potentially falling off, and if you have something around this, in and around your area, you could potentially smack your head off of that or hit some other body part off of some object and cause an injury. So be safe, be smart, and make sure that you have ample space, which I know for some of you could be difficult since you're doing this in front of your computer screen, but be smart about it and don't do something that you're going to regret if you would happen to fall off this. So give yourself some free space. Now, the beauty with the stability ball is that it causes our core muscles to work that much harder, because when we do things on this ball, we are more unstable, which means we got to work our core muscles that much harder to be stable. So you're going to find that when we go through some of these routines, your ab muscles and other core muscles are going to just be burning and hurting in a good way, because they're not used to having to work as hard when we utilize this ball. So it's going to really help you develop a lot more core strength and add a different component to your core training. So we're going to begin this workout by doing the most basic crunch lying on the ball. So I want you to go ahead, and when you get on your ball, you need to have a seat on it and then roll forward towards your feet, so that when you lay back, the small of your back, that lumbar curve is rounded on that ball, and we're going to get our hands in our regular sit-up position. So that can either be fingertips around your ears, or if you're not going to pull on your head, you can interlace your fingers together and support your head in your hands. So what this ball allows us to do when we lay on it like this in comparison to the floor is now we can lie back and really extend back further and open up that abdomen and rib cage even more so that when we come up, we get an even harder contraction. And since we're on the ball with instability, it's causing more core muscles to be engaged here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie back as far as you can comfortably, really trying to take the shape of the ball with your back, and then we're just going to come up, not the full way, and we're going to lie back down again, draped over top that ball. So it's up, shoulder blades up off the ball, into the middle of your back, and then lie back down. So let's go ahead and we'll do 10 repetitions just like that together. Here we go. 1, lying back. These repetitions are a little bit slower. 2, because we're using more range of motion. 3, 4, really feel your shoulder blades. 5, in your upper back, roll down the other side of the ball. 6, 7, 8, 9, lying back, good extension, and up with a nice contraction. All right, now from this move, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do just a little variation by taking our right elbow up towards our left thigh. Then we're going to come back down and do the same thing, left elbow towards your right thigh. Just a small move. So if you want to watch me just for a second before you do this, again, we're going to lay over top the ball, come up, and just slightly turn, engaging the right side of our oblique, and then we're going to do the same thing, come back down, slightly turn towards the right side, which is going to engage the left oblique. So let's do 20 of these total. Each time we come up will be 1 rep. So lie back, get a good extension, come up with a slight turn. That's 1. Lie back, left elbow to the right thigh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lay over top your ball. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and up with a slight turn for 20. Good job. Okay, now I also want to mention something else, and that is when you're lying here and your feet are out in front of you, the closer that your feet are together, so right now my feet are about 4 or 5 inches apart, it causes more instability, which means it increases the difficulty of doing the crunch on the ball. So if I lay back, drape myself over the ball and come up, it's now harder for me to do because I have to be more stable and engage more core muscles. The wider that you put your feet, right now I'm about 2 feet apart in between my toes, and if I lay back and come up, I'm more stable. I have more of a base, so the exercise is a little more easily done. So it's up to you. If you feel strong and comfortable, go with a more narrow foot position, or if you're uncomfortable and unstable on the ball, go with a little bit wider. All right, now we're going to flip around on our bellies and we're going to work some lower back now. And this is called a back extension, and one of the best exercises that you can do to strengthen the lower back. So what you're going to do here is you're going to lay over top the ball so that your hips, your belly, even up into the middle part of your rib cage is draped over top the ball. And I want you to get your knees up off the floor, and again, the wider that your feet are apart, the more stability that you're going to have, and the exercise will be a little bit easier. The closer that you come together, the more extra core muscles you have to engage, and it makes the exercise a little more difficult. So you pick how you want to do this. This is a little more advanced exercise, but it's great for the lower back. And another thing about it is the range of motion is very small. So I want you to watch me first. I'm going to put my hands above my ears, elbows out wide, and I'm just going to let my chest fall over top the ball, and I'm going to extend up. Just a very small range of motion move, but this is engaging my lower back, and you can really feel this working even in through your shoulder blades if you squeeze when you come up to the top. So I want you to go ahead and get in position and do that with me. And one more thing to really engage those erector muscles that we're isolating in this exercise is I want you to find a focal point out in front of you and keep your eyes fixed on that through the whole range of motion. So my head is up looking straight ahead of me. I'm not looking down, I'm looking straight ahead. And when I come up, my eyes stay fixed on that same point. And I want you to do the same. So knees up off the ground, get wide or narrow depending on how comfortable you are on. And let's do 10 repetitions together. Head up, eyes fixed, drape over top the ball, come up and extend. 1, 2, just a very small move. 3, let your chest collapse over top, come up. 4, squeeze your shoulder blades. 5, I'm sure you're already feeling this. 6, 7, 8, keep your head up now. 9, don't lose whatever you're looking at. And there's 10, very good. All right, now let's move down to the floor and I'll show you some exercises that we're going to be doing with our feet up over top the ball. So get yourself with your feet up over top, and when we lay our feet up on the ball, especially in our basic position, what we're doing is we're only resting our calves, the back of our legs, the lower legs up on the ball. You can see there's a gap between my back of my thighs and the ball. So we're getting about 2 or 3 inches apart there. From here, we cause instability with our lower body, which as we do basic crunches, it really makes the exercise much more difficult to do. So let's just do a series of exercises, some of the more basic moves, and we'll get a nice little burn down here in the process. So hands behind your head, let's come up and just do 10 crunches. Get your shoulder blades up nice and high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10. Right leg up in the air. Let's do 10 as we turn just slightly towards that thigh. So think about your nose, your chest coming up towards and turning just slightly towards that right thigh as you come up. Keep it up off the ball. Keep your legs still in this position for the 10 reps. 1, slight turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10. Let's do the same thing now. Put your right leg over top the ball and lift your left leg up, and then we're going to turn now just slightly to that left thigh. 1, just a slight move. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 10. All right, now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and work some of the lower half of the ab. Now, so I want you to get a good grip. What you're doing is you're squeezing the ball in between your shins, your knees, your inner thighs, and with your feet. So get a good grip with it, and what we're going to do is slide your hands under your glutes, and we're going to roll your knees up into your chest. I want you to get your butt up off your hands just slightly, and then feel the ball and your heels touch back down, just nice and light, and then back up. So your chin's up on your chest. All we're doing is rolling the ball up, get your hips off your hands, and then touch it back down. Let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to get your butt up now. 6, that's the key. 7, 8, 9, last good one, and there's 10. And we'll be doing a lot more exercises with that ball in between our legs, and as we go through this they'll get much more advanced and more difficult, but that's really the foundation and the basics for the lower half using the ball. Now let's finish up today with up togethers, down together. So keep the ball in between your legs just like you did, but this time instead of just doing the lower half, let's bring it all up, meet it at the middle, try to get your hips up off the ground if you can, and then touch everything back down together. Let's finish with 15 of these to conclude today's introductory workout. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to squeeze hard. Don't lose the ball. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, and there's 15. Very good. Now again, that was just a very basic introductory to what we'll be doing with the ball. We'll get a lot more advanced. We'll be doing a lot more different moves, but I wanted to get you comfortable on here. We're going to start with a real good workout the next time we get together, and I think you're really going to like utilizing this to strengthen your core. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.